Alright, we're back again. We finally have beginning construction. Yay! Well, each build is a little different, and unfortunately, um, you know, the side window panel gave me troubles, on top of the fact I couldn't find the paint I needed, and Labor Day. Oh well, what a mess. What a mess. But anyway, we are finally back on track. So before we start doing any work on here, we have to do a little pre-work here. We're going to be building this computer, so we're going to be turning it left, right, upside down, any old way we have to get this computer built. So we need to do a little labor here first to remove anything that's going to fall off, get lost, broken, bent, ripped, destroyed. So that's what we're going to do here first. We're going to remove this. This here is mesh, a finer mesh that helps keep the dust out of the computer. So you see how thin that is? I'll put it up against the camera so you can hopefully really see it. I don't know. Can you see that? See how fine that is? Focus. See how fine that is? That's really fine. It will trap the dust and dirt. And periodically, when you do clean your computer, you just pop the front panel off, and you pull this off. Run this under water. Maybe add a little soap. Let it dry, or wipe it off the paper with a towel. Really good. Make sure you don't put any paper stuff on it, and put it back in. Put the front panel back on. Boom, you're done. But I need to get rid of this thing for now because when I'm turning this computer around, oh yeah, this thing could get damaged, and I need this part. So this part has to go. Alright, now what else has to go here? We'll look here. Alright, there's nothing in here that has to go right now. We are good to go on the inside of the case. Where the motherboard and everything else is going to go, we're good to go there. Nothing has to be removed here. Alright, back of the case. There's absolutely nothing here that has to be removed. So we're good still. Now, this side of the case. Aha! We need to remove something here, don't we? Yes, we do. We can finally remove the bag that has all our nuts, screws, and zip ties. Now, a really good case maker will include a bag of these. It has everything from nuts to screws. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's got, everything you need to put your motherboard in and install everything else. Nuts, screws, bolts, even zip ties. I've had, cheap cases where I actually had to, recycle the screws from the old case to put it in the new computer. That's what's going on with my current computer. The old computer I had, because the case maker was so cheap, I actually had to, pull nuts, bolts, and screws and everything else off the old one, just so I could make the current one, which is currently failing. But a sign of a good computer builder, when they include this. A whole bunch of screws, nuts, bolts, and even a couple of zip ties. The zip ties are very thin. I probably won't use them. Simply because they are so thin, I don't really trust them. I think they're going to snap, to be honest with you. I mean, they're really thin. But, you got a really good case maker when you see this. Okay? They include a bag of nuts and bolts and screws. Great. That's what you want. See this? You bought a good computer case. And if you don't see this, well, you're in for a problem. Because these nuts and these screws and these bolts, you cannot buy them at your local hardware store. These things are in submetric sizes. That means it's not a 2mm screw. It's going to be like a 2.2mm screw. So if your case maker doesn't include this, you're going to have a hard time because, you know, your local hardware store does not carry these types of screws. Okay? That's why, you know, buying a new case is always a real joy because, you know, you only hope that, you know, the manufacturer put this bag in there. And if he didn't, oh, you're in for a world of hurt. Trust me. Unless you go and you savage, you know, you savage, you know, another computer to get the bolts, you know. But this one here, it's got bolts. So, top notch entities, top notch. Okay. Alright, now we have done that. And there is nothing left that we're going to remove currently. We have these you know, cables here. They're twist tied in place for right now. We don't need them at the moment, so we're good. The hard drive cover, we don't need to worry about that. That's fine. Alright, now we're actually going to start building the computer, taking the computer apart here. Now, one of the things that we have a problem here is the case maker made this very, very difficult to get these fans out. Alright, there's 4 of them. And getting these fans out will not be easy because the case maker, you know, my screwdriver does not fit in the hole. And my screwdriver does not make the turn. So that's a problem. Okay. I will have to play with this real quick to see how well these screws are in there. Now my hope is that, okay, go that way. So I gotta take it on this way. Alright. I wonder why. Alright. Now, Entity, what they did is they put all the screws on this side. So I was wondering why, you know, how I was going to get that out. Sometimes you just got to look at it real careful. And now, all we're going to do is take our little handy-dandy screwdriver here. And this is a multi-tool one. Get them at, you know, your Dollar Tree store. It's got a bunch of different sizes for $1. Can't beat it. No special tool there. Now, I know guys that invest in iFixits and that tool set, and, you know, that's not necessary generally. There are cases where it is necessary, but if you're just doing simple stuff like this and you have easy access to the screws, completely unnecessary. Just, you know, any old screwdriver will do. Anything you got hanging around the home that will fill the hole, that's what you use. Okay. Now sometimes you'll find a computer maker that will make it extra difficult to modify a case. In that case, then, well, that's a real pain. I won't kid you. Then what you need, you're going to need a specialized tool set to get them out. And usually, you know, that's when you start seeing them pull out things like iFixit and that tool set. But provided the manufacturer made it easy to get the screws and the nuts out, totally unnecessary. Just take your screwdriver like this, and there you go. Now, we are removing all 4 of these fans, okay? All 4 of these fans have to go. Alright, now I'm not throwing any of these fans out because I'm going to be reusing them, okay? And they're connected to something in there. I'll have to figure that out. And I'll show you that process too. Come on, get out of there. Now some screws are in there a little bit better than others. You know, it all depends, you know. The guy in China, he gave it just that slight millimeter extra pull on his torque gun, and, you know, that screw went in just a little bit better than the other one, you know. And that's fine, too, you know, happens. So, we're going to remove this. And keep removing this. You want to save all the screws, okay? That's another thing I want to mention. Save all the screws, okay? Because you may end up with a screw that got stripped or, missing. You got sloppy with your screws, and now you got a screw you need that's missing. And sometimes, these screws here, even though you're not using the fans, they may come in handy, okay? So always keep the screws, okay? Those are free. And since these are a special type of screw, which you can't buy in stores for any money, because they're, maybe 2.2 millimeter, and all the store sells is 2 millimeter or 3 millimeter wide screws, always keep those screws around. Always. Simply because you may need it one day. And trust me, I've done it. I've been there. And that's my advice. Okay? So, now we're almost done here. And I will have to figure out how these front fans are connected. Now, as far as the fans go, these came with the manufacturer. I haven't tested them to see how well they blow. They could be good fans. They maybe are not good fans. I don't know. But these fans I won't throw out. I will probably use these fans for areas of my build where I need extra cooling, like maybe the bottom of the case. I'll keep that in place. I'll put that, in its place. It's out of sight. Now, unfortunately, these are blue fans, okay? And that doesn't match the color scheme. But it's not too hard to go looking at the wiring and cutting the wiring, and that will disable the LED fan on it, So it's not a bad deal. It's not a hard deal either, Alright, now we need to look and see where this thing is connected. I'm not quite sure where. You're seeing it for the first time too. Sometimes this bundle can get in your way. Alright, these guys are all connected here where my finger is. It's called a hub controller. It allows you to plug in a whole bunch of fans all at once. It's very useful. It's very common today. But we don't need these fans. They gotta go. Okay? Now the trick is just make sure you know what you're pulling, obviously. Alright, we're pulling everything that's black. It's got the black end to it. That's what I'm pulling here. I got a couple there that are connected that are not black. I don't know what they do at the moment, so I'm not about to pull them. If you're unsure of what something does, do not pull it. I mean, that's very, very basic common sense here, okay? If you don't know what it does, don't pull it. Under no circumstances, pull it. Only pull it once you know what it does. It's very, very basic common sense. So, now let's see here. And we got all four free. Alright, awesome. Now, I'll show you the fans here real quick, up close. It says, come on focus, see? It says the entity gives the wattage information, the voltage, not a big deal. So, good deal. It works. Okay. And this is what a handful 120 millimeter fans look like. 4 of them. Now, like I said, I'm not going to be throwing them out, but I will be using them where I need to, if I need to. We'll see how it goes. So, that's done. Okay. On to the next one.